It's a book that I wrote with best-selling author Ted Dekker, who's actually a novelist and has been a friend of mine for just over 20 years. And so Ted and I have dreamed together for a long time about doing something fun, interesting, challenging, adventurous. And he's a great writer. I kind of do the Middle East. That sounds crazy, but my wife and I have been working in the Middle East, living in the Middle East for many years. We lived in Beirut, Lebanon for 12 years. I first went to the Middle East when I was 20 years old, went to Yemen, and actually lived in a tent with Bedouin Arabs for 3 months. That was pretty crazy. So since 1983 till now, I've been in and out of the Middle East, been learning Arabic, studying the Middle East, studying Muslim, Christian, Jewish issues. Ted's a writer, and so we thought, well, it makes sense then to write a book about the Middle East. Book part Ted, Middle East part Carl, and thus too with Hezbollah. We were actually sitting in downtown Denver at the Hard Rock Cafe, believe it or not, in downtown Denver with our wives one day a couple years ago, talking about just dreaming about something to do that'd be crazy. And I suggested the idea that we would just go and interview the top leaders in the Middle East that we could find. Political leaders, religious leaders, kind of cultural leaders, culture shapers, and ask them a bunch of questions and find out, so like Gaddafi and the Bin Ladens and the Hamas and Hezbollah and the leaders of those organizations. And so Ted literally leaned across the table at the Hard Rock Cafe, and he shook my hand. He said, "Okay, Carl, you do that. You set up those meetings, and I'll write the book." We bought plane tickets to these 7 different countries, flew to them. Most of the meetings were Middle Eastern style, so we thought we had meetings when we showed up. I don't think any of them were really very solid. We'd show up in the country, make a few phone calls, work a few more angles, to make sure the meetings actually happened. They all happened. Actually, we tried for 30 appointments, and we got 30 appointments. So that was great. And I think they being the Middle Easterners, were excited to tell their story. They were glad that somebody was going to come and listen to them. But from this side, people were confused about the book. Is it a political book? Is it a religious book? Is it a Christian book? Is it a reconciliation, interfaith dialogue book? What's funny is Ted and I wrote the book on spec. In other words, we paid for it. We did it. We wrote it. It was completely written before we shopped it around to publishers. And the publisher we ended up going with, of course, is Doubleday. And their big question is, where will this book sit on the bookshelves? Like, will it be in the Middle East section? Will it be in the current events section? Will it be in the religion section? Or will it be in the travel log section? Because at Barnes & Noble's, it's in the religion section. Here, it's in the Middle East politics section. So, the position of the book is it's so unique. It has been difficult. But I think that's part of the brilliance.